only 50% of evangelical Christians are registered to vote in America, and only 50% of those voted last election. So that's a very small number when you look at it. So my perspective for pastors as we talk about politics is you have to be very careful as you address specific issues. We dealt with it as a church, a couple of years ago when our pastor just said a couple of things from the pulpit and really got in the hot seat around the election. And this is really hot, these topics and these candidates, and sensitive for a lot of people. But I do believe that pastors do have, I don't know, responsibility is a strong word, but I feel like they have a significant opportunity that they should encourage their congregants to vote and to be a part of our country and electing our next president. Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think as a church, we are worried about the expansion of God's kingdom, not the earthly kingdom. Ultimately, that is part of God's kingdom, but the Bible says that it's not being ruled by him directly right now. Yeah. There's lawlessness and so forth. So I'm always surprised when people are shocked when things don't go a certain way here. I'm like, did you get to the end of your Bible? Like, did you finish the whole thing? Because it kind of talks about this. Yeah. And I know we've kind of lived in a vacuum in the last, 100 years where within America, we've had this thriving kind of, there's been some ideals that have been upheld, but that is always going to be a short term. I mean, kingdoms upon kingdoms have failed. And so I think, only God's going to get certain things done, man isn't. But at the same time, I think as a church, we are worried about people's eternal destiny, not their temporary, political, stance. And so, and I see politically when you say certain things on social media, I think it's such a wall to be able to have a deeper conversation. I would much rather talk about who Jesus is than talk about why you shouldn't vote for, Trump or Hillary, because that is such a layered landmine-filled arena.